Just shy of 10 minutes late.
You're shy of 10 minutes late.
Just shy of that.
So, you are.
Yeah. I'll just play the intro then. What is up, Defects? Back on a, hopefully, is it Wednesday night? It's Wednesday night.
It's hump day.
It's hump day. We are live. And you can see neither one of these people are Jay. So,
but just much better looking.
That's right. I mean, listen, that's you're right about that.
Sorry, Jay.
Although he may make a guest appearance, which would probably be really bad for all of YouTube because he is currently on vacation. So I'm sure you could all imagine the state that he's currently in.
Shirtless and drunk.
Pretty much. So.
Love that for him.
At this point, it might be pantless and drunk.
It is getting to that point where pants might be optional.
Yeah.
So.
Totally fine.
We got a good show tonight. It's gonna probably be nice and easy. Right? We're kind of running. I'm running on half steam, Gary. Is that fair to say? I'm running like half steam.
You're being a little generous.
New dad vibes, right?
Yeah. Well, I got more than that. I didn't even get a chance to tell you, but yes, new dad and recovering this week. So yeah, so we're gonna take a lot of input from the chat. So guys, get involved. There's only about 4 topics, but we got some good stuff. Got some inside information, and we're gonna talk. All right.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a good show.
This is gonna be a good show.
I don't know anything.
Before we get into all of that, let me say what up to my co-hosts. Let me start with Gary, since you guys all know him, and we'll save the best for last. All right.
Oh, thanks.
So go ahead, Lo. You first.
You're like, oh, I think you got the order mixed up. I think you meant you.
What's up, Gary?
What's up, man? How's your day going?
Oh, it could be better, but I guess it could be worse, right?
Could be. Oh,
we're here live with you two, with a bunch of people in the chat, and we're sitting here with Lo. What's better?
We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm fired up.
What's going on, Lo? How you been? It's been a few weeks, but you're back.
I am back. I kind of bullied you into putting me back on so soon, but so I would say I'm sorry about it, but I like being here.
Listen, I think the people rather see you than me. So I mean, at this point, so I don't think you're upsetting anybody, to be honest with you.
We got to get Lo on. I say we. You got to get Lo on here a little more regularly, huh?
I mean, it's right now. It's once a month. That's where we're at. That's the schedule that we just got on. So maybe we'll stick to it.
Look, Jay's already making fun of me. I came prepared for the show, Jay. You'll see.
He said he wore his finest threads for Lo.
You'll see.
No,
he's sticking with the theme.
Jay, if you believe he actually purposely wore that shirt. Okay,
Jerry, Jay, I hear you're pantless.
I mean, could be. Look at he changed his name and everything. He's no longer the Butcher 105. He's JC now. Look, he's getting
JC.
He's having a midlife
crisis. He's mature,
crisis.
Grown up now.
Changed his IG profile pic. Changes his name on YouTube. He's going through some changes.
Chinmo, blushing. You have no idea. It's not every day I get on screen with Matt.
This is true. This is true. That's the excitement for later, buddy. Yeah, Jay said rough day. No fucking kidding.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Definitely no pants.
Mikey Stukes in the house. All right. So we'll talk about what everybody's got coming up a little bit later in the show. Let's just start getting into it. But I got to pay some bills. So we're going to do that first. All right. So what do we got? Everybody knows, usually Jay does this one, but I'll try to do it. Express Comic Book Pressing. You know our boy Erod. He will hook you up. Clean and press your books. Send them off to CGC or CBCS. Defects 10 is going to get you 10% off. The Presser's Presser, guys. Hit up Erod. Tell him the Defects sent you. All the links for that are in the description below. Next up, Comic Nation, the world's finest comic shop. Use code Defects10 for 10% off your first order. If you've ordered for them using that code already, use the code Defects. You get 5% off your order. You also get 15% off FOC. You get 5% off all purchases. You get that Comic Nation currency. So you add that all together, you're getting somewhere between 30 to 25 to 30% off, depending if you're pre-ordering your first order or your second order. All right. So hit up the guys at comicnation.us. Tell them the Defects sent you. Use those codes. Start your pull list today. Information in the description below. Last but not least, our buddies over at comicbookexclusives.com. They got that code Defects. See, we got a theme going here, and you're getting 20% off. All right, 20% off any regular sale, any regular price item on the website. Guys, the link to their website and their Instagram are in the description below. Some of the books they have out right now, they wanted me to show you guys. We got here. We got that Mandalorian, number 5, the Felipe Massafara. They have the Archie Vault, Betty and Veronica 267 from Fiona Staples. The Transformers, number 1, which is amazing. The Siom Omwam. I don't even know how to say that name. So I'm gonna
I actually have the
I said it right.
Transformers in-house. It's actually a really, really great cover.
It is a good cover. And then an awesome Street Fighter, M. Bison Battle Damage by Tyler Kirkham. They got some cool stuff. Go check out the website. Links are in the description below. Use Defects. Get yourself 20% off, guys. Save some money. Do yourself a favor. That wasn't too bad, right? Wasn't too bad. I got.
No, you did good.
I got all the way through it. Usually I don't do that. All right. So before we get started,
Medina, real quick.
I was gonna say, do we have before we get started, what do you want to address?
He wants to know if anyone has asked me about at cons to check to see if it's bootlegged or not, slabs with the whole CGC debacle. I haven't done a convention since that's all happened. But
you have had somebody ask you if you were the original.
I've had somebody ask me if I was the original owner, actually, on eBay. And that particular book, I couldn't remember. I thought I was, but other than this last, I don't know if anybody watched my last videos, but other than this last collection, and actually one coming out in a week or two, I don't come across too many straight slab collections. So, we got a super chat.
Our buddy Paulie says, a little super chat. Enough with getting to know you, BS, Gary. Man up and tell Lo how big it is. Your comic collection, I mean, relax.
Yeah.
Relax, okay? How dare you?
That's exactly what I was thinking when you said that.
My head
for
went.
Sure. Yeah. Or the hair.
Back issue, Paulie, the man. The man
hair
of
is
the
big,
hour.
holds a lot of
The
secrets.
hair is big. Big hair Gary. I mean, that's,
Maddie's seen it in person.
I have to say
jealous.
I have. Yeah, this is getting weird, though. I got to be honest. So. Give him a little super chat. What do we have here? I got a funny one here.
The tank, fly it right up to the general's palace, drop it at his feet. I'm like, boom, you looking for this?
Oh, God. Fight me. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Never gets old. Never
What a
gets
day.
old.
That was a good night.
Rest in peace, Tank, man.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, God. All right, so let's keep an eye on the chat. We'll try to get everybody involved here. A lot of people. I appreciate you guys all in the chat. We want to try to get this ball rolling. Let's start off with something easy, okay? Share my screen here. So the Crow remake is coming out soon, guys. June 7th of this year. All right, so we have Bill Skarsgård starring
Who I
as...
love.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's been doing big things in Hollywood these days. Starring as Eric Draven. Remake, obviously. So, Gary, can you talk about this for a minute?
I can.
Thanks.
I'm excited about this. There's not a lot of things Oh, Maddie is on the phone. That's why he needs me to lead here. I have no control, though. So, I'm excited about this. I mean, I like his brother as an actor, which doesn't really... And he's gone.
That's his brother is Alec, or is it what's his brother? He was in True Blood,
Alexander,
right?
isn't it?
Yeah, he was in True Blood. He played Eric,
Oh
right?
yeah, he was in True Blood, which
Yeah,
is a great
okay.
show. And I got
They're both talented.
I did. He was also, wasn't he Tarzan too? And wasn't he in that
He was
HBO?
Tarzan.
Wasn't he in that HBO show that all the girls liked? I didn't watch it. There was like shoot, forgot the name. I know my wife watched it. I forgot the name of it. But
All I can think of is True Blood when you said HBO and all the girls liked it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, some of the guys liked it. That was a great show. I thought
It was a good show.
Season 2 was terrible. I thought season 2 was terrible, but the rest of it I thought was good.
Yeah, I think it had some. It went in waves, but I definitely latched onto some of the characters, so that says a lot for the
Oh
show.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this is great. I mean, I don't know how you can outdo the originals, but I don't think you need to outdo the originals. I just think you need to tell a good story, and I think people will be all in. And it's going to be
Yeah.
a superhero movie, technically adult, probably rated R.
I'm crossing my fingers. It's going to be rated R.
Yeah,
It should be.
I
Yeah.
agree. I'm looking forward to this. 100% looking forward to this.
I'm mixed. So like I understand because Matt actually kind of broke it down for me. He said the reasoning on why they made him look the way he looks. But when at first glance I was like, ooh, I don't know. But like, because I did see some people comparing it to Jared Leto's Joker as well. So I was kind of like mixed because I was like, I do see this. It's very like they made the Crow look very fuckboy and not so goth, just like a lot of tattoos. There it is. I mean, I don't know. At first glance, I was not into it, but I love him so much that I'm willing to give it a shot because I feel like he's going to bring his own light into this character one way or another. So I'm really hoping that it doesn't flop because I love the Crow.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it. I've almost every movie he's been in and every show he's been in, I pretty much liked. He's really hard to miss.
I did not watch it. I do not watch horror. We discussed this a couple nights ago on eBay.
You're not a horror fan?
Fuck no.
Hates horror. He likes
That's a
Annie,
hard
but he hates
no.
horror.
Okay.
Annie or no horror, but just Annie. That's it.
Do you like
Well,
it's a classic musical, Matthew.
Yes, no, I listen. I get it. You already have the hair, so you're good to go.
exactly.
So I want to give a shout out to Haley because she did a little research for me, and that's kind of where I said, "Hey, what are the Crow fans saying?" And that's where I got the Jared Leto comparison. That they were kind of nervous about that. It's like a character you've already seen before. Now, I came kind of back in the middle of it, so I know Lo started talking about it, but the directors are saying why the look change. So, the director was a big fan of the comic book and the movie from the 90s. Okay. And he said at the time, he was an 18, 19, 20, somewhere in that area. So the character resonated with him. So obviously this character looks nothing like that character.
Right.
And he wanted to, so during this remake, he wanted to make sure that the character resonated with that same age group. So you can't make him necessarily look like what it was to us. You have to make him look younger. You have to make him look kind of what, an 18, 19, 20-year-old might resonate with kind of a rebel look right now. And if that's the explanation and that's what you're going for, then I guess you probably did the right thing here. You know what I mean? So
If this movie was made in 2020, they could get away with the original look because alternative goth was like,
True.
For whatever reason, coming back so hard. I remember getting made fun of so much in high school for this. And then in 2020, everyone was just like, goth alternative, let's go. Long hair, don't care. So like they could have gotten away with it if it was in 2020 for the original look, but like knowing that now and like the style and everything, like I get it, but it's just I
think
the hair is the one thing. Like
that was my thing. Yeah, the hair. I want the hair back.
Hair.
Yeah.
Could have been. Yeah. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe it grows throughout the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, let's keep it moving. We'll get through some of these real quick. So not that this is a super surprise, but a little bit of extra information here. So new rumor from a reliable source is now saying Spider-Man 4 may finally introduce a long-awaited character to the MCU. We all know who that's going to be, Miles Morales. So right now there's a couple things going on. So Tom Holland is essentially not really holding hostage, but he's saying, listen, if you don't make this film a certain way, I'm out. He wants it to be grounded. He wants this to be street level. He wants it to be, and Sony wants this thing to be big. They want it to be Spider-Man 3 all over again, and Tom Holland doesn't want that. He wants it to be more like 1 and 2. And he's basically saying, I'm not doing it unless it's like 1 and 2. So it looks like Tom Holland, Kevin Feige are going to win that battle because at the end of the day, that's the talent right now, right? So you have that kind of going on one end of this. But according to Daniel Reitman, Daniel RPK, Miles Morales will finally make his live action and MCU debuts in the upcoming Spider-Man 4 alongside Holland's Peter Parker. Additionally, this seems to be the first step in Miles getting his solo project set within the MCU and is a joint decision that involved both Feige and Amy Pascal. So again, I don't think this is a super surprise. I think we're all assuming this, but now some of the respected scoopers are now actually fully reporting that this is happening. I don't know if there's a lot to talk about here, but if you guys want to jump in, it just seems like you can only hold this character back for so long from live action,
Yeah,
right?
they also like hinted at a black Spider-Man like 3 times in the last movie. So like they threw that in like multiple times. So like everyone was like anticipating for Miles Morales to be in the end scene for whatever reason. I didn't think that was going to happen, but I mean, they talked about it a lot in the movie. So I don't know. I saw this one coming a mile away.
Right.
I love the idea of a grounded Spider-Man. They
Yeah.
stripped him of everything in the third movie. This should be a grounded Spider-Man movie. Tom Holland is correct.
He needs that Captain America exit.
Wait, what?
So Chris Evans was also very same thing about this. You know, he doesn't want to do another movie again because he feels like he ended on such a good note. So
Yeah,
he wants that Captain America exit.
and I think he's right. And I don't think Tom Holland needs a big giant crazy movie. And if you introduce Miles, you don't need a big giant crazy movie. You need a good street level Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it works great.
Who plays Miles? I don't know if that really matters. To be
I mean,
honest,
that's going to be the biggest thing coming, though. You know that.
yeah, of course.
Remember how big the casting for Spider-Man was, and they showed.
Who would you
everybody
like to have casted for Miles Morales?
I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I wouldn't either.
You know, the voice
I have no
actor
idea.
from the Spider-Verse movies is like making the biggest push. So it's going to tell me that's probably not going to be him.
Yeah, probably not.
That would be really cool, though.
I don't know. I really don't know where I would go. Jaden Smith. I mean,
No.
I could see it, but like I've seen one movie with him in it.
you need a
And
name
that was Pursuit of
that's not-
Happiness.
you need a name that's not particular. You need a name that's not particularly well known.
Yeah.
The
I'm liking
character-
that.
The
Yeah.
character has to be bigger than the actor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's my
Yes.
opinion. Right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Tom
that's what
Holland was nothing
Nobody.
until he was a little up and coming actor until he became Spider-Man. Now and then he was in everything since then.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
good. I mean,
Yep.
Chris Hemsworth. Think of everyone other than Robert Downey Jr. Like Chris Evans was established, but he wasn't what he is today. Chris Hemsworth wasn't.
Right.
Like these are major roles. Like that was their best casting. Is like these up and comers, these nobodies.
And RDJ was basically left for dead.
He was like that.
So-
He was a high risk actor at that point.
Right. Basically, nobody was giving him work. I mean, he was an amazing actor, but it was just a
Too
disaster,
risky.
You know.
Yeah. I agree.
So not a lot here, but it just came up, and now a major player in the scoop game is saying, "Yeah, this is happening." So I figured, let me just throw it out there until we.
Well,
get
I'm excited for it. I saw it coming, but I'm really
Yeah.
excited for it because Miles is a fantastic character. So
That's what I'm saying. I kind of
Yeah.
like the idea of 2 Spider-Man, and I know not a lot of people are going to like it, but most likely
who cares?
he's going to take
Oh,
over.
they're
for Peter
boring.
Parker.
Just tell a good story.
He's going to take over for Peter Parker, right? Like Tom Holland's going to step away after this one, most likely.
And he's made it very clear he doesn't want to do this for much longer. So
So, I mean, until you get to that next round, Gary and I were talking about that today, like with Batman. Like, it's funny. Dark Knight was, what did we say it was? 2008. So it's 16
shit, has it
years
been that
ago.
long already?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So it's like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so you're gonna go another 10 years before you get another Peter Parker, another 12 years, hopefully.
Oh, it'll be a long time.
We're still, but eventually that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna pass the torch. Some people may not like that, but what are you gonna do? It'll be good as long as it's a good story.
I don't mind it. We've had Peter
Okay.
Parker around for so long when it comes to cinematic universes, and how many? There's 3 Peter Parkers out there now,
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
So
It's very
big
true.
room for
That's a good
Miles.
point.
He's a great character. He's got great background, and I mean they're still writing him, so there's a lot of stories to be told.
True.
I'm ready.
True.
Mhm.
All right, this is the moment that Gary's been waiting for all night. Second to actually jumping on here with Loa, obviously. But
All day, Matt. Been thinking about it. My man.
go ahead, Gary. I don't even know what to say. I just let you take over.
So there's talks of a Naruto live action movie coming. They're going to use the director, and I don't know if this is factual yet or rumors, but they want to use the director from Shang-Chi, which
I
I'm
think that's a
totally on
fact.
board with.
I think
And
that's a fact at this
today
point.
when I was looking into it a little bit, and I was like, are they going to do a live action movie or a live action show? And now, Lo, you watch Naruto.
I have, yeah. I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, but I've watched every other.
Shippuden or Boruto?
Huh?
Of Boruto or Shippuden or Naruto?
Shippuden.
Oh, okay. Oh my, wait, you didn't finish Shippuden?
No.
Oh my god. Anyway, that's a whole nother. We can do a whole
He
other
doesn't like you
video on
anymore.
that.
That's totally fine.
I don't know how they can do a Naruto live action movie because there's so much story to tell.
There is, and that's why I haven't finished it.
Well, yeah.
But
I mean, you didn't watch the filler episodes, did you?
yeah.
Oh my god, then that's crazy talk. But
Yeah, of course you have to watch every episode if you're gonna do
no,
it at
the hell
all.
you do. The hell you do.
That's what I do. I have to watch every single episode from episode 1 to whatever episode it ends on. And at some point I was kind of just, all right, I gotta take a break from
Dude,
this. I'll come back later, and
Shippuden-
I just never did.
Is it like 600 episodes Shippuden? It's something crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But so, all right, Avatar is a live action TV show, right? With a story to tell. Like, again, Lo, you watch this. How can you do a live action Naruto movie and tell the right story? Because Naruto himself, the character of Naruto, is completely different by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, he is completely a different character by the time Shippuden starts. So,
Mhm.
like, how can you do a movie and not a TV show? How can you tell this story in 2 to 2.5 hours? I don't think you can.
I think a movie will definitely be hard to do. So if it is going to be anything, I really hope it is a show and they take notes from One Piece, because as we know, One Piece is also extremely long going or
That's
ongoing.
1,000 episodes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think they're still going. So they have to take notes from that. I don't know if you've been watching the Avatar one.
No.
It's not living up to my expectations. So that's why I'm just gonna say One Piece for now, because that was one of the live actions that actually like caught my attention and was really well done. But if you're gonna take a lot of material from the original source, you have to do it the way that One Piece did. So if they make this a movie, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. I
So
won't have high
let
hopes.
me ask you then about One Piece. Did
Yeah.
they do just like one small arc of the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna stray away from fillers from how the first season went. I mean, they'll throw in some hints every once in a while, like some little Easter eggs. But other than that, it's just gonna stick to the arc of the story.
So that means if they're gonna do that in a movie of Naruto, that means the end of your arc is what? That first shoot. What is that? I forgot his first. The dude with the sword, season 1, the first, like
Yeah.
the very first arc.
Yeah,
That means you'll never meet how many characters?
a lot.
Like
A lot. Yeah.
a lot. That
Mhm.
you won't meet a massive amount of characters. Jay's gonna come on and make fun of me now.
No, Jay, get out of here. Enjoy your vacation.
That means like, oh man. So I don't know. I don't like the idea of a movie. I would much rather the idea of a episodic season of.
Is this
I
real?
100% agree. I mean, total
that
count
real?
is 720. That makes sense.
Oh my.
That 100% makes sense to me. I
Well,
would not
Naruto,
even
and then there's
second guess
Shippuden.
you. Yeah.
Naruto is 720, and then I think Shippuden's like 600, isn't it, or something crazy?
I don't have if we were to think about like the total amount of episodes in every single Naruto, I couldn't tell you, but I know it's a lot. But yeah, it is hard to pull off anime in a live action unlimited. I like 100% agree. Also, hi Unlimited. I see you. I know you. But that's why with these live actions, like I go in with really like low expectations because I feel like most of the time I am really disappointed. Unfortunately, I had high expectations for Avatar, and it's just kind of like, if I had to rate it so far, a 6, 7, maybe out of 10.
So then between One Piece and Avatar, the actual animated show, like, did you like one more than the other?
One Piece was phenomenal. Oh, are you talking about like the
actual
anime?
cartoons, yeah.
Oh, I actually liked Avatar better than One Piece. But also I haven't finished all of One Piece, you know? There's a lot of material that I don't know. So I can't say that I'm like a diehard fan of One Piece if I haven't picked up all the material. But I have read Avatar, I've watched Avatar. I even stuck it out through the movie that we don't talk about. So yeah, I stuck it out for Avatar, and that's why I was having really high expectations. But yeah, I'm just not happy with it. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but I'd like to hear your thoughts.
I have not watched it. I don't know if anyone in the chat has watched it, but yeah. So at the end of the day, Naruto I think needs to be a season episodes. I don't think you could bang this out in 2.5 hours, because by the end of the first arc of Naruto, you not only don't meet a large amount of characters, but Naruto's character arc, he never becomes, and you don't need full blown Naruto. You know what I'm talking about, Lo. Like, you don't get the full blown Naruto by the end, but you don't even get like.
That would be like trying to make Bleach into a movie. Like you can't do that.
There's too much story to tell. Like if you do the first arc in Naruto, all you're going to do is get a glimpse of what he becomes, but the actual, I don't want to give anything away. Nobody cares. You get a glimpse of the Nine Tails. You're not going to really get the full Nine Tails, and you're not going to get the full, complete change of the Naruto character, because Naruto, in the beginning of the Naruto anime, he's like an asshole. Like, I don't like him. I like Sasuke.
I'm a big Sasuke fan.
Yeah, but
I'm with you on that.
As it goes on, me personally, I'm like, yo, Sasuke's a dick and Naruto's the man. But then by the end, which you haven't watched, so I guess I shouldn't spoil anything. It's just it's a complete, I don't know. So I remember talking to my cousin about Naruto, and he was like, it's better than Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, there's no way. And then I started watching it. I'm like, this is good. This is good. But I was all about Sasuke, and then over time you're like, all right, Sasuke is kind of a dick. And Naruto.
Kind of like that about him, though. I do. Sasuke, I've been kind of a diehard fan of him out of all the characters in Naruto.
What about Itachi?
Yeah, cool too, but yeah.
I
have a special place in my heart.
No, I always liked Jiraiya. He was the man.
What was that, Gary? I didn't hear what you said.
The ladies like Sasuke.
We do.
He's a bad boy.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah. He could ruin my life.
Really? You're like Sakura. Jeez.
Okay, anime has now taken over the channel.
Everyone left. It's just us.
Actually, there seems to be a good amount of anime people in here, and I'm into that.
I told Matt, you should very much watch this show, because the storyline of Naruto is wild. The whole, even into Shippuden, is so good. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the way things go and come back, and it's just everything tying into everything from seasons and seasons and seasons ago and episodes, and that it's just wild, man.
I like what I've seen, so I do have to just jump back into it. I still haven't even finished the last Attack on Titan. So
I've heard Attack on Titan is great, and there's no filler episodes.
Barely. No, it's all chaos. Everyone dies. it's amazing.
Jeez, well,
yeah.
sign me up.
No, I love it. It's definitely one of those animes that's definitely more based on shock factor and value. So if you're not into that and you like character attachments, then it's not for you.
Dude, but tell me that's not Naruto as well.
It is kind of, yeah. I mean, a lot of the main characters from Naruto are still there, but I think you got maybe 2 or 3 characters still in Attack on Titan that were the main characters.
But so wait, did you? And we'll get off this, Matt. Sorry. So how you're into Shippuden? Did you get into the Great Ninja War?
Is Matt muted?
Are you talking to me, Gary?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to Lo.
Yeah.
I thought you said me. Oh, so sorry. What was the question?
Where you're at in Shippuden, are you in the Great Ninja War, that whole arc?
Yeah, I believe that's actually where I stopped watching, though.
Yeah, well, that shit takes 2 days in real life, and it's 200 and something episodes. So
yeah,
so good.
When
Don't get me started on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. I love Yu-Gi-Oh.
Don't.
Blue Eyes
Gary-
White Dragon.
Gary is like a master
I'm a
craftsman
duelist
player.
champion.
for-
I was just talking
What-
about this the other day.
what is your title?
Duelist champion, my man.
Duelist champion.
The Millennium Puzzle trophy over there.
Did you ever play Duelist of Roses?
No, I never played Duelist of Roses.
Oh man.
No, I played
Did
the
anyone
actual-
else play
wait,
Duelist of
the
Roses?
video game?
Yeah. The
Is that
Yu-Gi-Oh!
the one on
Duelist
the
of
Game Boy
Roses.
Advance?
PlayStation.
Was that the original first one where you like fused the monsters to make new ones? Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
I played that. Yup.
Yeah, there you go. See,
I know
William
exactly what
Medina
you're talking
gets me.
about.
I need something short. That's it. I can't get into 700 episodes.
No, you don't watch that many. Lowe's crazy. You gotta
Ooh,
stick to
Full
the
Metal
list.
Alchemist Brotherhood. Yes, that's a great one.
You gotta.
I mean-
you don't watch the filler. You don't watch the filler.
I love the fillers. Like Avatar has some great fillers.
Haley loves Yu-Gi-Oh. She loves Yu-Gi.
She said Yugi Yami could ruin my life.
Yeah.
Same.
There you go. There you go. The girls have spoken. The girls have
Yo,
spoken.
Sasuke and
we
Yugi,
like men
man.
that could look like they could ruin our lives. That's literally all that it is.
This is true. This is true. Gary, are we safe to move off Naruto now? Am I
Yes,
saying
we
that
yeah,
can
one
move
more
off
thing.
that.
Basically, at the end of the day, not to speak for Lo, but I'm concerned about a live action movie. I would like
am
a
too.
live action television show. There you go.
I second that.
All right.
We're good.
So, last
Come back
And
next
anime-
week, guys, where we
the
talk
last anime
Naruto.
expo- the last anime segment on the Pressable Defects ever, but no, messing around. That was good because you know what? A lot of people that are in here do enjoy that stuff. So you gotta have a
I'm
voice.
surprised. I was expecting some people to be like, all right, this is a snoozer fest. Like, move on.
No, I always know. Listen, I don't do anything by accident. You know, I
Listen.
always know there's a lot of anime.
I'm going to tell you
fans on the
right
show.
now. I'm going to tell you
Go
right
ahead.
now. If you are into storytelling, watch Naruto. And just watch the episode you're supposed to. You could find the list online, skip the filler. The
The
Naruto
episodes you're supposed to. So now I have to go through like
Oh,
secret
the list is
decoder
easy.
ring
The
to
list
get
is
through
easy.
certain episodes.
You got
I'm
like
out.
50
I'm out.
episodes ahead
I'm
of you.
out. I'm done.
Dude,
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm telling you right now. Yo, I started rewatching it from the tuning exams, and I'm just like fired
It's a
up.
snoozer fest. Move on. Damn it.
Back to Paulie.
Paulie always going to bring us back to reality. You know what I mean?
Naruto is a tremendous story. I can't stress enough how good that story is. But don't watch the filler bullshit.
Don't
All
watch
right,
it. Got it. So I'm just pretty much going to not watch it and just keep.
Yo, Jiraiya is the man. I love it. I love Naruto. All right, let's get off this topic. Let's do something else. I
Yeah,
fucking
I
love
mean,
him.
maybe you guys should. That's maybe a business you guys can get into. Cliff notes for anime. Let's go. I mean,
I'm not good at that.
you know
I'm
what
not
I mean?
good at that.
I mean, it seems like you're all in, bro.
No, I'm only like I like Dragon Ball Z. I like Naruto, and like I don't have time to watch anything else in my life.
And you're a
so.
Yu-Gi-Oh grandmaster, so I mean, what's
I'm duelist champion, man. Don't be ridiculous. I have my
It's probably the
trophies
funniest
right
thing
over
Gary's
there.
ever said.
Gary and Low anime live win. I don't know. Could they handle that? Well, also Lex, I do agree that there are better animes than Naruto, but
Oh,
And Gary's gone. He's gonna go get that little metal thing to put on his head because I know he has it. What is
it's
that
good.
called?
It's good. I won't say it's bad. There's just, I have other favorites. I like dark shit. I like,
Yeah, there we go.
Berserker or not Berserker, but Berserk and all that. Berserker.
Go
Isn't
to
that a
dark
comic?
place. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with that. I can get down with that. While
Sorry,
goes to
Gary,
put on his
LOL.
yeah. While Gary goes to put on his Naruto costume, where's the headband? Dude? Where's the metal?
I have
piece?
it upstairs. You want me to go get it?
No. We're good. We're good. We're
I
good.
got the Naruto.
No. We're all right. We're good.
Oh,
We're
Death
good.
We're
Note.
on
I
Halloween
did a
every
Misa
year.
cosplay.
What?
What was that?
I said, Lex said Death Note, and I said I did a Misa cosplay.
Yo, Lo.
You're
you
gonna
know-
nod like you're like, yeah. Who the
No
fuck
clue.
is Misa?
No, if you're coming to New York, you should do like Sakura sucks though. There's no good Naruto. Oh, you could do Hinata.
Really still talking about this. All right. So I'm gonna take back over.
Wait, I think you did. Did you?
There-
Hinata?
I haven't done any Naruto cosplays.
Gary's
Yo,
getting his deck ready.
Where is your deck?
I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in years. But if you want to know, it's in that closet right there.
I still have my first Magic of the Gathering deck, so.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I've endured enough of this. Thank God Jay wasn't on tonight. He would have fucking left the
Nah,
channel.
we couldn't do this.
No, there's no way. You would have lasted like 5 minutes.
He's on vacation. Let
It's
him do
all
his thing.
laughs. It's all good time.
No, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But
Cowboy
let's
Bebop.
But
get
I will
into-
dress as Naruto if you dress as Hinata.
He's not
at
going to give it up.
New York
He's not
Comic
going
Con.
to give it up.
Just saying. When I say I'll dress like Naruto, I'm just gonna put the sweatshirt on and the headband. That's it.
Nick, I agree. Cowboy Bebop is great. I have a spike tattoo. Okay, now we're done.
So the thumbnail of the live stream was a little bit of a power struggle going on over at Disney. Okay, wait. Somebody said, "Wait, what is Naruto?"
I was gonna say, okay, now we have another 20
do
minutes
it.
for Gary to
Frog,
explain
you
about
want your mind
Naruto.
blown right now?
No, don't do it, Frog.
We'll get
Don't
into
do it,
this
Frog.
if you want.
No,
Don't
no.
All right, so guys, right now there's some heavy shit going on. Not that we didn't already know that. At the
It was
MCU,
bound to happen.
it was bound to happen. True. So the MCU right now is in a big power struggle. I think that's not too much of a secret. However, a lot of things are starting to come to light that we necessarily didn't know in the beginning of when Iger kind of left and took back over. So there's not definitive articles out there. We have gotten some insider info. I don't want to give out names. There's been some uncorroborated reports. So I'm basically I hinted at this last time we went live, and I'm taking a lot of information, pulling it together to see what was feasible, what's not. And we kind of go for there, right? So we'll decide what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and we'll kind of have a chat. We'll have a discussion between the three of us in the chat. So starting back with Bob Iger stepping down for Bob Chapek, right? Big Bob and Little Bob, right?
Big Bob, Little Bob.
Big Bob and Little Bob. So long story short, it sounds like, and I think we kind of had touched on this before a couple of years ago, that Iger never actually stepped down. That he was still running the show from an ivory tower. He never gave up his office. He made Chapek basically a fall guy. So all the things that you thought Chapek was responsible for in Phase 4 and kind of where they started pushing the MCU towards.
Can we
It's
just say
actually-
it's not only Phase 4, it's across all of Disney? Is that fair?
It's across all, yes, across
Okay.
Star Wars, it's across different Disney movies, Phase 4 of Marvel. There was clearly a big push, and I don't want to get political, so we'll just say it was clear that they wanted to push a specific message, right? Whether you like that message or not, that is completely up to you. That is not for me to say, but they clearly definitely took a different direction, let's put it that way, than they did in the first 3 phases of the MCU, what they did with some of the Disney stuff, and obviously what they did with a lot of the Star Wars stuff, right? Now, like I said, the people that were responsible for that were put in place by Bob Iger. Okay, those were all his people. It's not like he didn't know what those people were going to do once left the reins. There's a couple articles out there where Chapek basically goes, or people close to Chapek and Iger at the time are basically saying, yeah, it was a joke. Chapek couldn't do anything. He was handcuffed. Bob Iger was basically looming the entire time, just biding his time to come back, maybe be the savior, maybe he knew this agenda. I even hate using that word, but agenda was driven home for one specific reason or another. They needed somebody to say, oh, well, that was his fault, right?
Yeah.
We don't know the motivation behind that, but we do know that Iger came back and said, all right, guys, I have to fix all this, okay? Now, fast forward. There's now reports that there is a power struggle between Feige and Iger. And some of these reports include that Iger is now bringing back up the fact that Kevin Feige was going to get fired in 2015, but Bob Iger saved his job. Now, me and Gary spoke about that today, and it did not seem very plausible, right, Gary? Because what movies did we have during that time period that would have gotten him fired?
We had Avengers 2.
Yep.
But more importantly, we had
Guardians 1.
Guardians 1. And we had Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting fired during that tenure.
Yeah. So,
yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, his first 2 of that phase, Iron Man 3, and Thor: Dark World. 2 not very good MCU movies, but he followed up with, I mean, a lot of
Ant-Man.
people's. What's that?
Ant-Man. Wasn't Ant-Man in there?
Ant-Man might have been. That's yeah. We're right in that area, but followed up with arguably two of the best MCU movies of all time. So why would Kevin Feige be getting fired during that time? Again, weird writings on the wall. Yes, thank you, Beast. Ant-Man there. So fast forward even further. Okay. Iger has been doing this press tour saying we need to change the MCU. We need to change the MCU. We're too focused. We lost our focus. We did this. We do that. So, I mean, the fans have literally been saying this the whole time. You guys are just going in all these different directions. It's almost like a chicken without a head, right? More into that. I posted something on my story that is a compilation of basically all the writers and directors of every movie and TV show for Phase 4 and 5, saying that they were told, number one, not to talk to the other writers and directors, even though it was a connected universe. And number two, they were told to ignore the source material. Now,
What?
yeah. Now, literally, you could see, there's a compilation out there, and it's literally every single person except James Gunn. Okay, and
Which, let's circle back to that in a minute.
we
Okay.
will. Yes, we will
Go ahead.
circle back to that. So, why would you? I understand not completely sticking to the source material. I get that. 'Cause
You want to bring
sometimes you
something new
can't.
to the table? I get it.
But to ignore it is idiotic because it's what
Right.
brought you here. It's what got you here.
It's
Okay,
It's
also
what the fans want.
what's that?
It's what the fans want too. Like they
I-
like source material.
well,
I-
the reason, and Matt, we talked about this.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
low, you're right. The fans want source material because that's the stuff we all fell in love with. Those are the characters we fell in love with, storylines we fell in love with, and for them to get direction to stay away from the source material is beyond me. If you don't want to tell a source material story, I'll give you that. That's fine. You want to tell your own story, but you should at least be reading these books and learning what these characters are all about. Like you're literally going into a movie blind, not know the only thing you know about the characters are their names. Like it just seems weird to me. So staying away from the source material just seems like the complete opposite thing you want to do.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
So an example of
Seems
that.
like everybody else agrees too.
Yeah, and an example of that is Deadpool, and we're gonna get into this because this is kind of where it wraps up. So we'll jump to Deadpool, and then we'll jump back to it in like 2 minutes.
We gotta go back to James Gunn too, but go ahead.
We gotta go back to James Gunn. So I know there's a lot, guys, but I'm just trying to like put it out there, and then we could circle back and we could talk about any specific thing because this is like I've read like 25 different articles, and it's all just pouring.
He's got a
out for me right
whiteboard
now.
in front of him, and it's
I got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Strings and
Marble
shit.
ball.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So. Yep, exactly. So Deadpool has had some issues, and it really is creative differences. It is Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds versus Disney, and there has been pushback every step of the way. They wanted the rating to not be R. They basically said it's going to be R or we're walking. Okay. They wanted to have the DEI quota. What is that? The diversity, equity, inclusion quota. They said, we're not doing that. We're going to use who we think is best for this project, regardless of who you are. You know, like
Yeah, like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, whatever it is. You know, I mean, they're like, we're not.
Give me more Taylor.
conforming.
I'm all right with it.
You know,
I love
we're not
that.
doing this because it fits in your box. We're not doing that. We will walk. Then Brie Larson supposedly shot scenes for this movie, and they were like, "We don't want her in the movie. Get
Thank
it out,
God.
or
Thank
we're
God.
done."
Hate
There's
her.
been creative differences.
Thank God. Me too.
I mean, there's been creative differences throughout this process where they literally had to threaten walking away. And the biggest one being they wanted to literally change the characters which they are portraying. They wanted to make a different Deadpool and a different Wolverine than what you knew. That is the reason why you're bringing them together on the screen and why people are so excited. They literally wanted to change the core of those characters.
Gross.
Sound familiar from everything you've been speaking about?
Right.
But go ahead.
Why is this happening? And who is pushing this? Okay. We don't know. We don't know why or how or what. Now, I could tell you that the inside source, and I don't want to say who, is saying that right now there is backstabbing going on within the upper echelons of Disney like crazy. And Kevin Feige is trying to push Bob Iger out to get his job, while Bob Iger is complaining that all of the problems that are happening are because of Kevin Feige, because he literally said that Kevin Feige wanted all female leads, and that's what he's pushing for, and to just push female leads and female leads. Now, we've said it here a million times. We have no problem with female leads.
Yeah, there's tons of comics that are great that have female leads.
Right. However, when you just start replacing all your male leads with their female, like, oh, now we have a female Thor and a female
Here's the
Hulk
thing,
and a
though.
female-
I doubt that that's even where he was going. I guarantee you he was like, I want a movie with female leads. And then he was just like, all you want is female leads.
Right.
I guarantee you it was something like that.
So there is, Feige's trying to push Iger out. Iger is starting to paint a picture that it's Kevin Feige's fault. Somebody's going to have to fall on the swords here, you know? And there is a lot of infighting, which honestly, it's probably really bad for the short term, but maybe I don't know, maybe something shakes out eventually. And I think where that's going to happen, and at some point we've said this several times here, is that Disney's a publicly traded company. And at some point you are beholden to your shareholders. Now, if Deadpool comes out, Deadpool 3, and this is a Marvel movie that is a Marvel movie, like we saw in the first 3 phases, and it makes $1 billion, how could you possibly go back to making movies any other way? You can't blame the writer's strike. You can't blame COVID. You can't blame anything anymore, because now you've just made $1 billion movie by going back to the old formula. How do they get past that? So when I said last time, the writing was on the wall for this live show. The last episode was, does Deadpool save the MCU? And the answer now, 2 weeks later, is it could. Because if it makes $1 billion, if we go out and we spend our money on that movie, and it's what we want it to be, and it's $1 billion movie, Disney doesn't matter if you're Kevin Feige or Bob Iger. At the end of the day, the board wants to make $1 billion on this movie. They do not want to lose money like they did on Secret Invasion, which now they say cost them $250 million to make. And that's the equivalent of like a Game of Thrones budget, where you're not even in the same galaxy, those two shows. Okay. So at some point, money talks and bullshit walks, and you're getting very close to the end of that plank. And Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman may force this thing back on the correct path. Now, I know there's a couple things that Gary wants to run back to, and Lo, whatever you want to talk about. I know I just threw a lot against the wall, so wherever you guys want to pick it up, let's
Don't
chat.
worry, Matt. Some shit stuck. You're good. Let's go back to James Gunn.
Okay, go ahead.
You talked about all those people, all those directors, producers, talking about how they don't want to go back to source material. And one of the only directors from Phase 4 and beyond that wasn't in there was who? James Gunn.
James Gunn.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, this is no debate, so nobody in the chat can come at me, was by far the best movie since Endgame. It's not close. Don't even say anything from the MCU.
Nothing
there
touches
is nothing close to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Nothing. This is a guy who's so good at his job that Warner Brothers said, hey, come on over here and make an entire universe. And he did. And he's going to be. So the fact that Disney tells these people not to go by the source material, and then their best movie is someone who uses source material and creates a real story from these characters that we've all fallen in love with, is a perfect example of what is successful and everything else that isn't. And for some, I don't know why. No Way Home is not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
No,
sorry.
it's not. It's
Nope.
just nostalgia.
It is not
It was
as
good,
good
but it
of a
wasn't even
movie.
close.
It
Not even
is
close.
No Way Home is a fan movie. It's a movie
That
for
was
the
all
fan.
it was to me.
And
Yeah.
it was great. I had a lot of fun in it.
It was
I
very
loved
enjoyable, yeah.
It was very enjoyable. It was not as good of a story, not as good as of a script, an overall story. They're not comparable. Like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had people crying in the theater. Like people were emotional. Like that is storytelling. Like it was tremendous. My dream scenario is Kevin Feige gets fired or quits, and James Gunn brings Kevin Feige into the DCU. That is my dream scenario, because
Hmm.
I think that could happen. That if Kevin Feige is out there with no job and you have James Gunn, they're going to work together. He's going to bring him into the DCU. And if that happens, go buy every DC key you can get your hand.
I want DC to have its moment so fucking bad. I
James
love
Gunn-
DC.
It might be coming.
If
I know.
James Gunn can make a good Superman movie, hold on, everyone, because good things are coming.
Yeah.
And if Marvel continues in the direction that they are, so we're going to say that, now I'm going to go long-winded. Sorry, Matt.
Go.
Deadpool and Wolverine is another outlier like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and is completely successful and is great, and they go back to the shit that they've been doing,
That's how I feel like Deadpool 3 is going to be. It's going to be a really good movie because they fought so hard to do everything that, they didn't want them to do. And then it's going to make a bunch of money. And someone even said it's just going to fund all of their other shit movies that they're going to make. But I'm hoping it doesn't end up that way. So,
Listen, I think there's something to the fact that they are now publicly coming out saying, we messed up. It took them 3 years to do it, but they have now publicly said, we messed up, we lost focus, we got too far away from ourselves. And the words of Jenda have been used in press releases by Bob Iger. And whether he means them or not, he's saying the words, right? Whether he actually means them or not, he is publicly saying that we had too much agenda-driven content. And he has literally said that out loud. So they are literally rewriting every single project right now, except for Deadpool. Every other project has been pushed and being rewritten in some way, shape, or form. Blade has been moved to 2026. The Captain America movie has now totally changed endings. They pulled out the whole villain team that they were these
Serpent,
are major.
right? Serpent Society's gone.
Serpent Society's gone. These are major. These aren't just cuts. These are major restructuring.
yeah.
A
That
great
tells me
example,
that.
Matt,
Yeah.
is look at 2024. We're getting one movie.
Yes.
For the past 3 years, we've gotten 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah.
So they're pulling everything back and they're starting all over, which could be a good thing.
But
But
there's a reason. There has to be a reason for that. Like the rewrites that happened during COVID, like that was a different scenario. It was COVID. Like right now, you don't have that. So there's
we
only
still
one
got
reason to
WandaVision
rewrite.
out of that.
What's that?
But we still got WandaVision out of that.
We did, but now, like, why rewrite now if not to correct a lot of these mistakes that were losing them? They were literally overall losing money, right? Because they can't just make money on the movie. They have to make money on everything. And I always judge how well the MCU is doing by how many kids show up in Marvel costumes on Halloween. And guess what? The last 2 years, there really wasn't any. Okay? So you see the toys are on the shelf, you see the Halloween costumes are on the shelf, and they're not on top of kids' backs. That is a problem. Okay? Because they make a ton of money on that stuff.
I'd love to see a little Loki. Just a little Loki. That's what I want.
William Medina makes a great point, because all of the changes that we've read that's going into Daredevil have been very positive.
Hugely positive.
Yeah.
Shorter, not 18 episodes. You bring back the stunt coordinator from the Netflix series. You say that Netflix is now canon because everyone loved it. You're picking up where it left off. The cast is back. All the main players are back. Like, these are all the right moves. So you would assume we're at least stepping in the right direction. Do I expect this thing to turn itself around on a dime? Absolutely not. But if you start giving me small incremental changes in the right direction, I'm going to stay on board. If you give me Deadpool and then you go right back to the Marvels, I'm out. I'm done. I mean, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'll wait for it to come out on video and I'll watch it once. I still haven't watched the Marvels.
Me either.
It's
Action sequences were good. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, you got to take a silver lining.
low key Marvel's fan.
No, in fact, it was so the action sequences were really good, but it was the most lackluster. Is that the correct word? Villain I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, why did they ever think that villain was a good idea?
Because
she looked more like the hero to me.
A female Ronin.
Yeah, she was like the hero to me because she was like Yeah, she's like, fuck this, Captain Marvel bitch who just destroyed my world. I'm going to like now make my world better by taking action in my own hands. And that was pretty much her story. And I was like, wait, I'm on the villain side.
Yeah, like that actually makes sense. Wait a minute.
Yeah, like what is happening? So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
Blade
what-
is officially 2026 now. So
I'm excited for Blade. Fuck.
I've also heard that Marsala Ali is very optimistic with the new script so far.
well, it's the third fucking script because the first two, well, the first one for sure was literally him being written out of the MCU before he even got there.
Oh yeah, right.
It was going to be his
With
daughter,
his daughter.
taking over, and he's like, "What
Yep.
the fuck? Like, we didn't even make a movie yet, and I'm already out." You know?
Haley,
What?
I'll be honest with you. Some of the Marvel shows. So Matt, you and I, we did like Secret Invasion. The ending was subpar. I
The
the
liked.
ending was really bad.
I
really
liked
bad.
Miss Marvel. I thought that was pretty good.
I couldn't get past it. I watched about 5 minutes of the first episode and I was like, I don't understand what's going on here.
Are you supposed to?
It was
5
so
minutes into the
teeny
first
boppy. It was like I felt like it was literally like a show made for 13-year-olds.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
I don't
Yeah.
like shows like that. Again, I like
Yeah.
the dark. I like the action sequences to be pretty violent. I like, I don't know. So Daredevil and Punisher and all that was way more up my alley, and I just couldn't get past the Miss Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Marvel was like, it did what it was supposed to do. So to me, it's like, if you're trying to accomplish A, B, and C, and you accomplish A, B, and C, then I'm at least.
Oh, well, then
gonna
good
say,
for
like,
them.
you
But
did a
yeah,
good
it just
job,
wasn't for
right?
me. Yeah.
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 I mean, honestly, it didn't really. I mean, it had a little bit of, social. I mean, you can't leave social aspects of the world out of all content. Like, you just can't.
No.
And people
Yeah.
always go back to X-Men and how it was made and what Stanley did. The difference there was it was ingrained in the story in an underlining manner where you understood what was going on and you didn't need to be told what was right and wrong. Where now they feel like they have to fucking force it down your throat to tell you that you're wrong if you think this way. Where the way Stan Lee did it, it was integrated into the story and it felt right. And it made, you realize as you read the story what was happening. If there was an injustice or this, it was part of the story, not layered on top of the story.
Right.
Huge difference. When it's
Yeah.
baked in versus just like, okay, we told the story, let's just slap this layer of cheese on top, then people will eat it. You know what I mean? Like, no, you can't do that. That's just lazy. If you're gonna do that, like, write it the right way.
Right.
Write it into the story. And honestly, they have had, and this was a good line from one of the articles that I read, and we've heard a lot of people say this. A lot of people in this chat, a lot of people that have been on this channel have said superhero fatigue. And
Okay.
this is a really good line that said, it's not superhero fatigue, it's garbage movie fatigue. And
Right.
that is the correct answer to that because nobody all of a sudden after Endgame was like, fuck superheroes, I'm done.
Yeah, comics are
Nobody
still very
said
much getting purchased and there's still hype and specs and all of that. So it's like, love for superheroes is still very much alive. It's just we don't want to see the movies anymore because they suck.
Right. Like, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, it's, nobody just flipped the switch after Endgame and was like, yeah, we're done. We're done with that. It was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, but sure, yeah, we're done. No,
Yeah.
you gave them 6 stinkers in a row while completely changing everything. And that's what the fatigue is for.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
I'm telling you guys, there is something big going on inside of Disney. And like it says in the title, the future of the MCU and possibly, and I know a lot of you hate to hear this, but the value of your comic book collection is at stake because the better the movies are, the better the shows are, the better the comic books are, the more valuable your comics are, right? And I know it's not all about value, but at the end of the day, you don't want them to be less than what you paid for them, right or wrong. If
Right.
you do, you're lying to then you're lying in this chat. So I don't know if it's Bob Iger, I don't know if it's the Disney board, and most likely it's big corporations that are funding some of this, that are pushing what's happening, and people are just going along for the ride because they're getting big bucks. But they're at the end of the rope here, so they either make a change or the MCU is probably done as we know it. I mean, in the next 3 to 4 years. I mean, unless they make a big shift, which sounds like they're at a boiling point, somebody's going to get axed. Somebody may go somewhere else, and somebody's got to be the hero.
Bye,
No pun
Bob.
intended.
I don't like Bob. I think it's all his fault.
Well, the reason-
Big Bob or Little Bob?
Oh, yeah. We both are.
All the Bobs.
I
all
don't like
the
the
Bobs.
superhero fatigue. I agree. Who said it?
You want to go? I want to go through some comments.
Yeah, it was Dwayne Zapane. Edge of Spider-Verse, great example of non-superhero fatigue. Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy made a ton of money. You know Deadpool is going to make a ton of money. So
Mhm.
it's
Look.
just we just want to see the good movies.
Peacemaker season 2. Like if you could take a character that literally 9 out of 10 people didn't even hear of before they saw the show and make it one of the best superhero seasons,
Peacemaker was so good.
you don't
I
have
loved
superhero
Peacemaker.
fatigue.
Yeah.
You have garbage content fatigue, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Shang-Chi. Listen, I thought Shang-Chi was all right.
I just didn't like the ending, but I thought the movie was good.
I thought it had a lot of
The
potential.
fight scenes were crazy.
Very good. Some of the best in the MCU, you know? Yeah, Aquafina saves the day. She becomes Legolas in 5 minutes, as Gary
Yeah.
always says.
That's my line. She's Legolas all of a sudden.
Yeah.
She shoots 4 arrows, and then all of a sudden she's get out of here. Is her
One
name
of
really
10
Aquafina? I feel like it might
Her
be.
name is Aquafina, yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
I'm one of 10 people who like the Eternals.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you right now, Eternals was probably the second best story of Phase 4 and Phase 5. I hate to say it.
It was executed very poorly, though, in my opinion.
I liked Eternals. I'm trying to think if I
Listen.
liked another movie from this phase more than
This was a
Eternals.
different style movie. This was not what
It
we're
very
used to,
much was, yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
could see why people didn't like it, but to me, it was like it was well acted. It was a good story. I mean,
Great cast.
they made some mistakes. They had some. I mean, there was some potential there to just explain mutants and explain,
Yeah.
deviants and things of that nature, and they just totally avoided it, which was crazy to me. Atlantis,
Yeah, that's what
the
I mean.
Submariner.
They just feel like they slept on a lot of, like, had a good
did.
thing going, and then they just didn't explain anything. And I was like, okay, all
That's
right.
like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, missed opportunities. Moon Knight,
What,
missed opportunities.
The madness one.
Dude, yeah. Love and Thunder was a train wreck. Again, missed opportunities. Like, I remember talking with Matt. If they had done Gore right, that movie would have been a lot different. And they
Oh,
didn't
Gore
have-
was let down. Oh my
Dude.
god, that was the worst thing.
and
Unreal.
kids at the end of the movie all of a sudden as strong as Thor. That was so stupid. But anyway, Matt and I, when we brainstorm, we should not come out with better content than the MCU. And here's one example. All right, forget Doctor Strange. That was a missed opportunity because you had a chance to. It was called Multiverse of Madness, and they went to like one multiverse. Like, I don't know. It was just, I thought there was going to be more hopping. So the idea that Matt and I had come up with, and I don't know if it was you or I, but I know we were talking about before Love and Thunder came out. Moon Knight came out, which again, slightly
Yeah.
missed opportunity. We needed more Moon Knight. How
Same, yeah.
crazy would it have been if they teased Gore in Moon Knight and he killed one of the gods from Moon Knight? That would have been wild.
Heads would
Because
have
then
exploded.
Moon Knight would have rolled into Love and Thunder, and you would have had Gore the God Butcher, who butchered one god, I think. I don't know. We saw
He
one
did
god.
only kill one god.
Like,
Yeah.
so you could have had him kill Egyptian gods in Moon Knight and then go over into Love and Thunder, and he was already going to be like this big villain. You still could have gave him his origin story, right? You still could have done that in the beginning of the movie like you did, but you would have had, like, there would have been weight there, more weight. But they ruined him anyway. Like, you ruined Christian Bale. Like, it was crazy.
I know Christian Bale deserved better.
He
he was,
really did. That was
he was
insane.
so into that role. Like, you could tell, like, he was just like, I want Gore to be the most badass fucking character
He
in
should
this
have been.
film. And he got, what, 3-4 minutes of screen time?
They put
and
him on
one-
a bus. They put him on a bus with some kids. Like, that was his big, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, William
Uh.
Medina. What happened to Doom appearing in Black Panther 2? So, guys, you got to understand, sometimes a lot of the rumors that are out there are actually on the table. And, like, some of these things are there, they're shot, or they're written in, and then they're just taken out for one reason or another. So, it's possible that Doom was already in the MCU and it just got kind of written out for some reason, or wound up on the editing room floor, or, a lot of that happens a lot of times. Like, we've had some people that are really inside on this stuff tell us like 1,000% this character's coming. And they were right. But the problem was at the time they were right. But when it got to final edits, they were wrong. So it's like this shit happens. I'm kind of glad we haven't seen Doom yet because I don't want him to get any stank from these last two phases on him.
I'm getting getting a little nervous about Fantastic Four, how they want to bring in Surfer and Galactus and Doom. Like, it's too much. I don't want any of them in FF1, the first Fantastic Four movie. I don't want any of them.
What would you like a more kind of just a basic adventure from Fantastic Four, no crazy villains?
I want their origin story. I want a mid-tier FF villain, and then you can tease either the negative zone with Annihilus at the end. You can tease Silver Surfer. You could show a planet being eaten, some kind of tease, or maybe you have a Victor Von Doom before he becomes Doom. You know, maybe you have just the character before the villain.
And we're definitely not getting an origin, right? Because Pedro is a little too old for origin.
Yeah, they kind of ship sail on that.
I thought they cast really well, except for Pedro. Like, I love him as an actor, and I'm sure there's a role somewhere for him, but I don't think it's Reed Richards.
I'm willing to give it a chance, but yeah, it's definitely hard to see. But I mean, I love Pedro in a lot of things.
Me too. Me too.
I'm crossing my fingers he can again, like Bill, bring light to this character, like in Crow. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm hoping, but you could have done a lot with Pedro Pascal. Like there are roles for him. I just don't.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Richards. I just don't think it should have been. And
just don't put him back in Wonder Woman.
I hope I'm wrong. I'm the same guy who didn't want Heath Ledger as Joker coming off of Brokeback Mountain. I'm like, wait, what? The Brokeback Mountain guy is going to be Joker? So obviously I was way wrong.
You did not just say he's the Brokeback Mountain guy, and you're going to ignore A Knight's Tale? Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, Knight's Tale.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, I think there was something.
Oh, God.
What's the other one? Not How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. 10
Things I hate about you. Come on.
10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah, him singing out in the bleachers. I was like, this guy's going to be Joker? But
hell yeah.
He was the
killed it.
Hell yeah, absolutely. I was very wrong. Very wrong.
The Beast says, I appreciate you, Beast, for $4.99. At what point does Marvel reset? Like, if a 10-year-old wants to watch the latest MCU but hadn't watched any prior, well, they have to watch 50 plus projects. I mean, it's a great point. And, you know, I think we're getting, I don't know. I really don't.
We have to be getting close to a reset.
I mean,
we have to be, right? Like,
there's maybe so much that's what Deadpool's doing.
There's so much on the table, though, and maybe that's a good thing. I mean, honestly, like, to me, and I think we started talking about this, Gary, but like me and Jay talked about this in one of the videos, the pre-recorded, and I had to cut it out because it just became too long, and it was a really good point. And I didn't want to like cut it down, but the X-Men, when they come in, that should be its own storyline. It should have nothing to do with anything else. And the Fantastic Four and Doom and Surfer, like, that should be its own storyline and should have nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah, how cool would it be to have a Silver Surfer movie?
You know, that's what I mean. And like, these are major story like lines that don't need to intersect anytime soon. You need to build those. Like, it seems like they're just like building these one little tier storylines and then shoving it together with something else. Like, these things should take years, just like phase 1, 2, and 3 did. Yeah. Years to bring this story and this story even within the same orbit. And right now I feel like we're not going to get that because they're pushing Secret Wars. They lost Kang. Are they going to force X-Men into this to make it like Civil War or something like that? Like, it would be the end.
Yeah.
You know? So these storylines have to happen separately at the same time, parallel, and not intersect anytime soon. And maybe that's the reset. I would take that as a reset. You know, you did the Avengers thing, you did the Infinity Stone thing, you did the multiverse thing. Ride the X-Men and Fantastic Four for a little while and Spider-Man on the side. You bring in all your little ancillary pieces, and all of a sudden, in 8 years from now, you have a major story arc crossover. I mean,
well, the thing about the X-Men, that's like our age group.
Yeah.
Like, that's the X-Men animated series. Like, that was like, you have such ravenous fan base for the mutants in the X-Men. We're all ready. Just do it the right way and tell X-Men stories. We don't need intertwined storytelling with the X-Men. You don't need it. And the Fantastic Four have so many good villains on their own. You don't need to bring them in. I agree with
There's
that.
a ton of villains that I feel like don't get talked about at all.
There's
They could be their own
so
arc.
many Fantastic Four villains, and
It's literally set up where you don't even need Galactus for 10 years. Like, you just need all of his heralds, and
Yeah.
it's literally its own arc.
I
it's insane.
thought the Heralds were going to be the next phase.
It was
And the
being
next-
worked on, I could tell you right now. So TiVo had somebody that they were working on storyboards, and there was something there for the Heralds of Galactus. It was going to be a project.
You have enough of them where you can. Bring
But right now it's nowhere. Like, what are we doing here?
I think the gender swap for Surfer got debunked.
I didn't believe in that.
I don't even think it was right from day one. It's like
No.
they just wanted to stir up something. I mean,
That was like what's her nuts being casted as the Thing. That was just bullshit. I don't know. I don't think that was real.
They have enough rope to choke themselves. That's the problem right now.
They do. There's
So we're
plenty
gonna
of
see.
money.
Is Feige, like, if you had a vote 2 years from now, Gary, does it look the same, different, or gone? Same,
don't think
different, or
it'll be
gone
gone.
at the top?
Oh,
Iger,
wait.
Feige, and the direction. Same, different, or over?
What's her nuts? I'm sorry, I forgot her name because I don't know.
Wasn't it? I was gonna say
Ashton.
Minka Kelly.
It's
Not
Ashton
Ashton
Kutcher's
Kutcher's wife.
chick.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Mila
Screw
Kunis?
both those guys.
2 years from now, I'm
We're
gonna
be sitting here
say
happy. Are we gonna be sitting here happy, still
Mila
upset,
Kunis.
or just totally moved on? I'll make it
I'm
easy.
gonna
Yeah.
say in 2 years from now, we're talking about how excited we are for future DC projects.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
that's the wave I'm writing to. I don't care about MCU. If I see a movie I like, great. I'm excited for that. But my eggs are going into DC's basket for right now.
Same.
There you go. Everybody wants to know where Lowe's eggs are. You'll know where they are. They're in the DCU basket.
Before I freeze them, they're going to be
Right,
in
there you
DC's
go.
basket.
I don't know.
mean, listen.
2 years, Matt. I'm gonna say if Feige's not there, he's working with James Gunn. But I mean, Iger has to have more pull than Feige, right? Like if it's one or the other. But the only thing, though, I'll tell you this: Bob Iger may age out of a job. Like he's not young. He's up there.
Well, he
How
keeps
old is he?
changing his retirement date, so I don't know, man.
Well, he's also not named a replacement, and that's
Yeah.
like a big deal too.
Wait, how old is he?
Bob
He's
Iger?
late 60s,
Yeah.
right? Early 70s?
I'll tell you right now, I thought he was 70.
Might be. I don't know, man. This is interesting.
73.
73.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew he was up there. Like, come on.
Retired, dude. What do you have going on? Like, just go home.
So so for those people
Wait,
that,
hold on. A Supreme
Yeah.
Love. What do you mean am I high? Because Bob Iger has more pull than Feige? I think he does.
all right.
I think Bob
Yeah.
Iger has more pull than Feige.
I think
hope
For
if
now.
Bob Iger says do this, Feige's doing it. Like there's
has
a
to.
clear power
Yeah.
ranking right now.
Yeah. It's and just we keep talking MCU. Remember, guys, this is a big umbrella. We have Star Wars, we have the MCU, we have Disney animation as a whole. They've done crap across all three when it comes to movies and content.
A lot of people have stepped down this last few months that you really like. It's not it's not mainstream news, but a lot of these guys have stepped down. So there's something happening. There's definitely something happening.
Dude,
And
the latest Disney movie, Wish, got not like nobody cared. Nobody knew about it.
What
Nobody
movie?
wanted it. Yeah, see? Look at
Wish?
Lo's face. She doesn't even know it came out. That was the last Disney animation movie. Not Pixar, Disney. Nobody cares.
Was it out in
Flames?
theaters?
Flames?
I think so.
Element.
They probably made like $50.
Elemental. Is that what it was?
No, not Elemental.
No, I think I know what he's
Wish.
talking about. Wish, yeah. Was it a princess movie?
I don't know what the hell it was. Nobody in this house watched it.
Encanto was the last one that I watched, and I like that one.
Dude, Encanto was legit. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
I like that one.
The last
Good-
really
some
good
good songs.
Disney movie animation was probably Moana. I love that movie.
Oh, second one's coming out.
I know, and I'm so nervous.
I know, me too.
Automatic, yes. We talked a little bit about this, and we kind of had broken down that Iger actually never actually stepped away. He was still there, never lost his office, still was kind of running the show from the ivory tower, and basically set Chapek up as a failure from the beginning. So everything we've seen really does have Iger's fingerprints on it. It really wasn't Chapek like people thought it was.
Wish made 250 million.
Yeah, how
Is
much
that-
did it cost?
Good.
No,
150
that's not
probably.
good.
Yeah.
I was
Hold
like, I
on.
don't know what the cost was to go into it. You know what? I feel like a lot of animated movies went downhill when they stopped doing those bloopers at the end of the credits. Like, you remember how Toy Story and Bugs
Yeah.
Life and all
But that's
that, they did
Pixar.
that?
Remember,
Yeah.
that's different.
Oh, yeah,
Wish
you're right.
cost 200 million, so they made 50 million. It's a lot of money, but it's not when it comes to these projects. So, I don't know.
I think everyone wanted Flash to be better.
So this was an interesting. We'll probably try to end with this, as far as this topic goes, and probably the
Rangers
show.
won again.
I said this to Gary earlier. I said, for those people that still kind of don't believe in James Gunn, there's been
That's crazy, by the way.
4 movies in the MCU that have been written and directed by the same person. Okay, 2 of them were by Joss Whedon, and that was Avengers 1 and Avengers 2. I think we could both safely say those were very good movies. I mean, people have their opinions about Avengers 2, but still made a lot of
Gotta
money.
go back and watch Avengers 2. It was very good.
Right.
Yeah, I watch them still.
Then the other 2 movies were Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy. Excuse me, there was 5. It was 2 people, 5 movies. Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3 were all written and directed by James Gunn. Okay. So I know Guardians 2 is,
It's the weakest of the bunch.
it's the weakest, but by Guardians 3, he was all over it. He wrote and directed it himself, and in what turned out to be a masterpiece. Guardians 1 and 2, like, he stepped well behind the gills. Josh Whedon is a massive name. He did this with Avengers. He did this with Avengers 2. Guardians 3 was James Gunn, period. It was just James Gunn. So if you don't believe that he can make some change at DCU if they let him, then I don't think you're looking at his body of work.
Warner Brothers they have to let him. They have no leg to stand on. They have
It
to
is
let James
hard
Gunn
to
do
write and
everything
direct
they want that he wants to
movie
do.
of the movies on this scale. It is extremely hard to do, which is why it was. I'm sorry, I said 5. It was only 4. It was Guardians 2, 3, Avengers 1, 2.
We're learning how to count today.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm still alive right now.
Yeah.
So it's the Warlock thing still hurt a little bit, and maybe you see Warlock turn
See,
more what we expect.
I feel
but
like he. I didn't mind the Warlock thing because
it didn't
he's
bother
young.
me as much because it was such an overwhelmingly good movie.
I think
otherwise,
I think James Gunn left a lot on the table for the next person to take over Warlock.
Right.
That's what I think it is. But
Michael
yeah,
seems
I
to
mean-
agree with you. Yeah.
So
Beast.
there's Guardians 2. I mean, I know Bacchus Paul thinks Guardians 2 is the best Guardians, but he's pretty much one of 2 people that believe that in the entire world.
It was still
So-
very well liked, though. It's not like it was,
People liked it.
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's usually third out of the 3.
I
Yeah.
mean, true. Yes.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
is 3 now number 1?
Yeah, I think it's close. It's close.
I
I don't know
don't-
if
there
you
will
could
always
surpass
be a-
number 1.
There
Yeah,
will
it's
always
tough.
be a place in my heart for the first one.
It was really good.
But
It changed
man, it
things.
is right there.
Change
Mhm.
things, man. That was a game changer for me.
What
Listen,
was?
Paulie, because you've made it known in this chat several times, my man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but
I could
don't know,
put
man.
on-
There's it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna sit in here in a year talking about this probably, and it's gonna be interesting to see where we're at. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you like the MCU or you don't like the MCU. You need a strong MCU. You need a strong DCU for this hobby to keep thriving. If you
Yeah.
love this hobby, you want it to succeed across all mediums.
Yeah.
You don't want the movies and the TVs to fail because then there's no budget for the comics. And you don't want this thing to die. You want, 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds to pick up where we left off, right? Or else this thing just dies. You don't want to be the get off my lawn kind of guy where you want the collection to die with you. No, you want it to keep going. You want a strong hobby. You want different perspectives. You want different characters. You want new people coming in. And a bad MCU and a bad DCU does not help that scenario at all, one iota. So
What's that
everyone
saying?
wants a strong
A rising
across all
tide,
mediums.
right? A rising tide raises all ships. Like we're all in this hobby together. We want it to be successful. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
why you wouldn't.
Like I don't want to have bad expectations. I just do.
Yeah.
Well,
And you know what?
we've
And
been
that's
tempered to do
valid.
that at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's valid right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
shouldn't be
it's
excited for a Superman movie, and I am.
Oof.
Makes no sense.
That Scott Snyder shade.
yeah. Should,
You like Scott Snyder?
well, maybe you should be writing it. You know, I mean, let's
Scott
go.
Snyder has done some pretty good books, though, I will say.
Scott Snyder wrote some of the best Batman stories.
Yeah, he did.
He also wrote Wake, which was very good. but
Did
nobody
he?
wrote about.
Who wrote Court of Owls?
Scott Snyder.
Got
That's
some-
what I thought. Okay, yeah, that was one of the first graphic novels I ever purchased
I
for
have 'em up
myself.
there, right there. I got the
Scott
Audible
Snyder
right there.
also wrote, let's see.
Did he do Witches too?
Yeah, he did Witches.
Yeah.
He did Wake.
Nocterra?
He did.
He did Nocterra with Tony
He did
Daniels.
Nocterra.
Yeah.
He did the Black Mirror arc. Scott Snyder wrote Batman while Bruce Wayne was away and Dick Grayson was playing Batman. And he wrote a tremendous Batman story. Go read the
Yeah.
Black Mirror. It's insanely good. Scott Snyder is a great writer.
American Vampire is also a really
Yep,
good Scott Snyder
Matt
book.
Snyder, yep.
Yeah, great vampire book.
He's no Jeff Johns, but he's a good writer. I think Jeff
No,
Johns
yeah,
is-
I can't agree with the Scott Snyder shade though.
he's great.
Yes.
My Superman is only. Listen, the reason Gary keeps saying what he's saying is because no one gives a shit about Superman.
No one cares.
Unfortunately.
I'm not a Superman fan. The one
one
book
is.
I read about Superman was Red Sun. That was extremely well written because that's the Superman that I find more interesting because it's just, in my opinion, more believable than this, alien dude who's got all this fucking power and all he wants to do is like wear glasses and work at a fucking, I don't know. It's just like a weird.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just
listen,
kind of a boring character
it's
to
an
me.
older character. Like,
Yeah.
it's above our generation. So if you make a good, like, that's why Gary keeps saying it, because if you can make a super well received Superman movie, you've wrote your ticket. Like,
Exactly,
you are gold
yeah.
at that point.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it either way, but I think my bar is set much lower for Superman than any other superhero.
Yeah, I mean, when is the last time you've seen Superman?
Please
and I
cover
should-
your ears.
Yeah, I don't want to say nobody cares about Superman, but
no,
like,
he's a
it's
very
ju-
loved character.
he's
yes.
he's an overall loved character. But it's it's just how many people are going to answer Superman when you say who's your favorite superhero at this point in their life?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
of
I'm
course
sure
mine
some
is
people-
Batman. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, crazy. Are you kidding me?
But,
No, he's
how
not
many
my
kids
fave
dress
anymore,
up
but-
as Superman anymore? It's
Mine.
these things matter. These are things that go into likability, monetization. So, and all that plays into effect. I know everyone hates to talk about the money, but that's part of this thing, man. Unless
It's a big
if
part
the
of
comics
it,
started being free,
unfortunately.
then it's a different story.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm fucking exhausted. What about you guys?
Good. Can we just circle back to Naruto real quick?
Nope.
No, I'm just kidding.
I got a few animes I could talk about.
What we could talk about is King Kong.
Oh yeah.
How's
Good
that new
stuff.
the Grand Theft Auto game though?
Yeah, man. Well, that's a whole episode by itself. That's a whole episode by itself. So April 6th, guys, Saturday, Marriott Park Ridge, New Jersey, right on the border of New York. It is King Kong 5, guys. Claus Jansen, Lee Weeks, Chris Campana, Dan Parent, and of course, Zombie Pets, Ryan G. Brown will be there on Artist Alley. We'll be there. Gary will be there. Erod will be there. Murph will be selling. There's going to be a ton. 3 Men in the Basement will be there. Everyone's going to be there. For the community, by the community. This is going to be a great show. It's at a new venue. Greg has been killing it. He's been doing a killer job. He's got some sponsors we want to quickly mention. Go collect. Go collect sponsoring King Kong 5. We appreciate you. We're going to be showing a couple of the sponsors, over the next few weeks. And of course, our buddy DJ Links with Comics Curing Cancer. We appreciate all the work you do. You do a lot of cool stuff for the community. Another great sponsor of King Kong. So this show is shaping up to be something. And Gary and I and Erod and Jay, we have something really cool. Thank you, Dave, for dropping that in the chat. We have something really cool coming to eBay Live when it comes to King Kong. I think we can finally talk a little bit more about this, Gary, right?
Sure.
Gary's like, I don't know, sure, but you do it, not me.
You do it. Yep.
So yeah,
I talked about things the other night during my stream that I wasn't supposed to.
true. So
So-
we are
So
going to have.
he's grounded from talking
He's
about
grounded.
anything.
I'm
Got
in
it.
trouble.
Okay.
He's grounded. So we are going to basically, if you can't make it to King Con, we will be bringing King Con to you on eBay Live. We're going to be doing Artist Alley shows. We're going to have pieces from a lot of the artists. Gary and myself and Erod, we're going to be doing different artists on live stream. We're probably going to be trying to grab books from the show and then literally bring them to you so you can buy them on auction. Hey, if we lose money, we lose money. We want to make you feel like you're there, even if you're not there. And eBay Live is making this possible for us. So you want to follow us on eBay Live? Gary's store and our store is down below in the description.
Oh,
Click
thanks,
it,
Matt.
then click on Save Seller. I got you, man. Click on Save Seller. Make sure you're following Erod212 as well on eBay Live, of course. Save us as a seller so you know when we go live.
I know what I
Right?
can say.
Every Tuesday night, guys. Yeah, go ahead.
So I just hit 1,000 followers on eBay, and anyone who purchased something on eBay from me during the live stream, thank you, love.
You're welcome.
Anyone who got a bonus book, I threw a bonus book in there. That was what I got in trouble for because you're not allowed to say it on eBay Live. But we're not on eBay Live. We are.
This is Gary last night. He goes, I know I'm probably not supposed to say. He's like, I'm not supposed to say it, so I won't say it. And then like 2 seconds went by and he goes, everybody that orders from me is going to get an extra book. And I'm like, that's something Jay would do, not you, Gary. Like, what the
hey, I'm a man of the people.
He's
is true.
excited.
Very excited.
You know? Yeah.
So guys, if you can't make it to King Con, which I highly recommend because it's really going to be awesome this year, then just come hang out on the stream and we're going to make you feel like you're there as much as possible, at least.
Yep. No, we should try to figure out how we can walk around while streaming. I know it's tough.
I mean, why do we have to figure that out? You have me. Of course we could do it. Come on.
Matt,
Where
could
are
please
you
figure
trying
that out?
to stream at your event?
We got King Con. We're streaming from King Con. I mean, we're going to be streaming from a lot of shows this year, but our next one up would be King Con. Yeah. We got this.
Okay. Yeah, you got this. I mean, we streamed during New York Comic Con and all that. We had Jim Lee signing and all that. We had our hands full, but we still did it.
See
You guys
that?
can do it.
You coming back
She's-
this year or what? You missed last year.
Oh, for New York?
Yeah.
That's the plan, but last time plans fell through last minute, so I'm just hoping it doesn't happen again this year.
We're getting her to Terrificon this year. I've been pushing Terrificon.
Dude.
Been pushing Terrificon.
Tons
That's the
of
one we
Terrificon.
gotta get to.
Would be terrific to go to that con.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. That was a really bad joke, but I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide.
I got a mug that says #1 dad, just in case anyone's wondering.
There you go. Perfect. Dad jokes all night. What do you have
Absolutely.
coming up, Lo? Anything we got your socials in the chat, guys. Make sure you're following Lo on all her socials.
Yeah, Lo,
Link
what do
tree
you got
in
coming
the
on?
description. What do you have
I
coming up?
just have cosplays coming up, but that's about it. I already teased it, so I'll let you guys know. But Sith Ray cosplay is going to be coming up this weekend. So yeah,
There you go. Gary
I
looks
was like, if any
confused.
Star Wars fans are in the chat,
Gary
doesn't
looks
seem like
confused.
Gary's a Star Wars fan. He's like,
I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. I wasn't listening.
I lost Gary as soon as I mentioned
No, I was
Star
I
Wars.
was reading.
Gary read
Sorry.
something that made him.
That
think
sounds
twice about
great,
his
Lo.
existence.
Awesome.
Thanks, I love it. Also, yes, I stream on Twitch. Thanks, Supreme Love. Appreciate you.
You have like 25 people saying you need to get to Terrificon. So I mean, I'm just saying, if people have spoken, if you're going to be on this channel, you got to
Well,
start giving
I'm
people what
gonna-
they want.
Let me just
Okay.
plug the shit out of this show, man. This is first of all, Lo, I know you've been to a lot of conventions, right? I know you have.
Yeah,
okay.
I used to travel for it. Yeah.
You've never been to a show like Terrificon.
Okay.
Here's my sales pitch.
Okay. You guys
This
are there.
show is held in
I said you guys are there.
You guys are there. Sold.
Yeah.
Done.
That's it. But
Yeah.
it's in a casino. All right. So, okay, if you don't gamble, who
So
cares,
drinks.
right? What?
So drinks.
There are drinks. There are bars everywhere. There are real restaurants. Like, you've been to a lot of cons. Like, sometimes the food could be a struggle. There's no food issues here.
Oh,
If you
food
get a
sucks.
room-
It's like cafeteria high school food at cons. It's
Exactly.
the worst thing.
If you stay in the casino, you can like come and go as you please. I literally parked the van Thursday, set up my booth, and I don't walk outside again till Sunday after the show. You don't need to.
Oh, that's fantastic. Unlike New York, where you have to walk.
Oh my god. Yeah.
miles and miles just to get some good food.
New York
No,
is
this-
work.
this-
Like,
this
Yes,
is-
I know there's street food. Don't listen. I come from Portland. I think the street food there is better than New York. You can come at me. I get it.
no, New York. You know this. New York is.
I know
work.
you, Matt. You're like,
keep my
I'm
mouth
staying
shut.
out of this one.
It's a great show. I mean, the show ends, the doors close, you walk out, and there's just people everywhere. Artists and writers. I mean, Jay bought Donnie Cates a beer. Like, it's just, they're everywhere. Artists and writers are all over the place. Restaurants everywhere, bars everywhere. And again, if that's not what you even want to do and you just want to crash, the room is right there. Like, you don't leave. It's fantastic.
I do like what you're pitching. Everything is great. And you did mention a drunk Donnie Cates, which is a very fun time.
Yeah.
Miss that guy.
Yeah, we do miss Donnie Cates. When's he coming back?
As soon as he has another ending to fuck up.
Yeah, I mean,
I said it.
yeah.
He's a fun guy, though.
He rates great. 80% of storylines. I mean, it's
It's like 90.
90%. I give him 90. Like really good. First 90, really good. Last
Yeah.
10, not so good. Still think
Yeah.
he's very, very good, but
Ugh,
gotta work
He
on
is
that.
nice. I
Gotta work on
will
that
vouch for that.
he's a
Lo.
very, very sweet guy.
I've talked to him a couple times away from his booth. He is very nice. Talked to him at the bar. Talked to him at a booth at New York where he was just kind of perusing, and he just took the time to
Perusing?
talk to me. Very nice guy.
Yeah, no, I like Donnie Cates. He's a fun guy.
So yeah, we're good. We're good. I
No,
think,
but it is. No joke though, Matt. Like, it is the best show
Really
to
good.
buy at, to sell at, to attend. It's not as much work as New York. Like, New
I
York
just
is a
want to
dream.
party with you guys.
It is a
I mean, that
party.
in itself is the pitch, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to step on Gary's toes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just want to hang out with y'all. I would love to go if I can make it. When is it again? Remind me.
Middle of August.
14th, something like that.
16,
Okay.
16, 17, 18.
There you
Is
go,
it
yeah.
is it in New York as well, or
It's Connecticut.
Connecticut?
You fly
Connecticut?
into Hartford.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
it's a
hard-
close.
okay.
It's close to a. It's
That's the
close
closest.
to
I mean, you could fly into
airport.
JFK and LaGuardia. You just got to catch a ride, which I'm sure it's not that big of a deal.
okay? Well, let me see what I can do, guys. I would love to be there. You know I would, right?
William
Listen.
Medina, don't even joke.
It's an experience. It's an experience.
This
It's good
sounds
stuff.
fun. I'm
It
in
is
it.
a lot of
You
fun.
know, I
It is
have
a lot
good
of fun.
food. I don't have to leave. I have my room upstairs. Everything sounds great. So
Bars, gambling,
bars
great
on
food.
bars.
bars on bars.
They are.
yeah.
I mean,
There's a
yeah,
mechanical bull. I didn't want to say it, but there's a mechanical bull. So
There is.
So Matt's going on the mechanical bull.
as soon as you go on, I'll go on.
Absolutely not. I have zero coordination, so I trip over air.
That's what we're looking for. Zero coordination. Okay.
It literally first one and I'm off. Like
There you
it
go.
wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, the comedy club. I mean, there's a lot.
There
Actually,
you
what's
go.
his name's going to be there Friday night, right?
Oh,
Shane
Friday
Gillis.
night, Shane Gillis is there. If
I'm
you
gonna
know
pretend
who
like
he
I know who that is.
Yeah, no, he's a big comedian. He's good.
Oh yeah,
Up
I
and
know.
comer, up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
comer.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, he's there Friday night. So that means even more people at the hotel, which just makes things more interesting when you get drunk.
There you go.
I'm all talk.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you though, Lo. I'm all fucking talk. What's gonna happen?
No,
with me-
you're not all talk. This is literally like all.
Oh
this
no,
is-
everything I'm telling you is truthful.
Oh, okay.
Except
That's all
Gary's
true.
involvement. That's the.
It's my involvement,
right.
which is like a morsel. Because what's gonna happen is the show will end. I'm gonna go grab dinner, and then I'm gonna stream with an artist, and then I'm gonna say, "All right, guys, have fun. I gotta work tomorrow," and that'll be that.
True story.
I might make an exception this year.
If I'm coming out, you're going out. Done.
Deal.
That would
I mean,
be
I,
the deal.
I feel like that is definitely that. I mean,
That'll
Gary,
tend to happen.
that's the pitch. And Haley, that only happened once. Okay, let's not talk about it again. All right.
Oh, it did happen once. Oh.
I mean, you wore the shot collar for God's sakes, Matt. Yeah, well, I do stuff for the people. What do you want me to tell you? I'm like a whore over here. All right. I do what the people want. What the people want, I give them. All right. I wore a shot collar. No big deal. It happens. You know. Yeah, I had a twitch for 3 days after, but whatever. I got over it. So.
Kinky.
It happens.
Chinmo's not wrong.
What do you
but-
say?
We'll make an exception.
Comes out for about 45 minutes and then goes to bed. That's what my soul wants to do. But then
Yeah.
my brain, when it's around people, it's like, you're social, right? And deep down, I'm like, no, why are we out? Why are we doing this? So I feel you.
All right, guys. This has been a lot of fun, but now Time for
Matt's
bed.
done with us.
I'm done. I'm done.
That's
So-
it.
so
I'm
tired.
hungry too. I have to go eat dinner at 10:15 at night and go to sleep.
Good luck,
So
Gary.
that should be good.
Well, I appreciate you both coming on, saving my ass tonight, being co-hosts, running the anime, one and only anime segment we'll ever have on
I'll
the
tell you right
channel.
now, if this
Once a
happens
week.
again, well, you got to finish Naruto, please.
Okay, I'll do my best. I promise.
Guys,
That
hit
was
the
not
thumbs up.
convincing.
Nope. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe if you're new, or if you probably stumble in here, you're probably like, what the fuck am I watching? So we appreciate you either
Naruto.
way. All right,
We're all watching Naruto.
Please,
Tuesday,
compassion. Man,
Tuesday, what do we got? Tuesday video 5 p.m. and then back to eBay Live Tuesday nights. And then 2 weeks from tonight, back to another live show. Jay will be back.
Matt.
So,
how you not going to ask what I got coming up?
Gary, what do you have coming up?
I got nothing. I don't know. Nothing.
Same thing that we have coming up. That's
I have a
why.
video I was supposed to record today, but I'm doing this. So.
Like
I
now
got
he's gonna
nothing.
make me feel bad. Like you
No,
know.
no, I'm not. A little, but no.
Way to go, Matt.
Oh god.
I got nothing.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys later.